Hey everyone, it's Kelly here at She Learns Video, and today we are going to be talking all about tips you can use if you are getting started with hybrid shooting. So what is hybrid shooting? Shooting both photography and video at the same session. It's something that I do on a regular basis, and I encourage so many of you to get started with. So let's jump in and I will share some of my best tips and tricks for you if you are looking to get started with photo and video. So the first tip I have when you are getting started with shooting both photo and video at the same session would be to really well prepare for your session. And I'm sure all of you out there already prepare for your session. You probably get your camera bag ready, batteries charged. But when you're shooting both photo and video, you want to make sure all the gear for both is ready to go. So if you're using the same camera to shoot both photo and video, maybe you're toggling back and forth between the two, you want to make sure you know your settings, you have your gear. Maybe for many of you, that's like a stretchy camera strap, or if you're going to be utilizing a monopod, that you have that packed, ready to go, the plates ready for your camera to put on the monopod, lots of cards with plenty of storage so that you can ensure you're ready when the time is for shooting photos, and then you're ready to switch right over and shoot videos. The next step for preparing for your session would be to make sure that you have a client questionnaire and that it's well completed. And if you have any questions, you've communicated with your clients on the front end. This will give you so much insight to what your clients are expecting and looking forward to with the session. And it will give you the opportunity to mentally prepare for the shots you're going to need for both photo and for video. Along with a client questionnaire, you want to make sure that you're developing your story or your shot list for both photo and video, but probably more importantly for video. With a video, you want to make sure that it tells a complete story from beginning to end, and that the story is communicating the message that your client's looking for. So if it's a family story, maybe that's a trip to the park, and you want to make sure your story has a good beginning, middle, and end. If it's for a brand client, then you want to make sure that your story that you're putting together is communicating the message that they want for their brand or their business. There's nothing worse than getting on site and trying to figure it out while you're on the fly. It's better to prepare in advance and make sure everything is communicated and laid out, shot lists are ready, storyboards are put together, and anything you need in advance is prepared for, because this will make the process of shooting both photo and video so much easier. The next step is to develop a solid workflow. So if you're new to shooting both photo and video, you want to make sure you know when you're going to be shooting both mediums. So for me, I really like to start out with shooting photos, getting any of those posed, everyone looking at the camera photos done in the beginning. And then I go into more of a lifestyle workflow with my family sessions. And often with brands, I do the exact same thing. So we'll get any of those formal headshots out in the beginning, and then I will move more into the candid lifestyle look that I provide for a lot of my brand customers. And with that, I'll switch back and forth between photos and video, sometimes saving some room at the end to just play around, have fun. And with that, I tend to shoot a lot more video during the casual and candid moments. No matter what workflow you decide to go with, just make sure you know on the front end when you would like to ideally be shooting photos and when you might want to focus more on video. Having the shot list or storyboard that I mentioned before laid out will help you to prepare and make sure that you aren't getting flustered when you're there at the session. The next tip is to scout your location. So if you're going to be shooting in a new location, or perhaps you've never shot video in the location before, you want to make sure you're prepared. So go out to the location, see what the light is going to do at the time of your session, and try to get as much knowledge and experience in that place before you have to shoot. If it's not a location you feel like you can scout, for example, if it's in someone's home or someone's place of business and you're not able to visit in advance, try to get some photographs so that you can get an idea in your head on where you might like to shoot photos, where you might want to shoot videos, and where you might want to switch back and forth. The last tip is to think of poses and prompts that are going to work well for both mediums. So for me, I really like to get those formal portraits out of the way in the beginning, as I said, with my workflow. And then from there, I tend to go into more poses and prompts that are a bit more casual, a bit more lifestyle, and give me the flexibility to shoot both mediums. You aren't going to want your client looking directly at camera for a lot of your video shots, dependent upon the type of film you're trying to create. Obviously, if you're shooting a YouTube film and you want everyone looking at the camera, that's a little bit different. But if you are doing things that are a bit more lifestyle, a bit more candid, maybe a brand film that's behind the scenes, you want to make sure that you have the ability to switch back and forth between the two mediums and you know the poses and prompts that are going to get you the shots that you need. I hope this information was helpful for you. If you want more information on shooting both photo and video, definitely go check us out at shelearnsvideo.com. We have lots of educational resources and the Video Jumpstart course that launches a few times each year so you can get started with adding video to your photography business. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, all those fun things. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned for more content.